Welcome to the Alt Schwift X Horoscope for the 8th of May 2018. Today is a crowded day astrologically. It's busy. The heavenly bodies above are jostling for space in space, and so we've got a bit to get through. The heavens are in a hurry, so let's be efficient with our foresight to the future this Tuesday. We're going to start with Aries. I've got good news and bad news, Aries. The good news is that you were born with 9 lives. The cat god, Bast, blessed you on the day of your birth with 9 lives, such that you could die, you would be protected 8 times from death before your final true death at the 9th. And this blessing, it's substantial. Congratulations, Aries. But there's also some bad news of a sort, because those 8 lives, they've been used up. You've died 8 times already. You've been protected from 8 deaths. The first one, death number 1, happened when you were about 8 years old. You might not remember, but you were in the kitchen. There was some toast that was like burning on the counter, and your mother ducked out, and you climbed up, and you got the toast out with a fork in the toaster, and it electrocuted you to death. You didn't know the danger. It electrocuted you, the toaster, and you died, or you would have if you weren't protected by Bast. So you survived your first death. Deaths 4 through 6 were all car crashes that you almost had during your teenage years. You were sometimes irresponsible with alcohol and such, distraction, so you almost died, but you were protected. Death number 9, you were bitten by a mosquito, a rare mosquito that was carrying a mutated disease, a form of malaria that made its way to your hometown. You got bitten, you would have been killed by this disease, but you survived. Number 8, the final death from which you are protected. Alright, I didn't want to say, I lied. You do have 2 lives left. One more death you will be protected from, and it's just about to happen. Okay, your lives are used up now. You've got the 1 left. My advice? Use it well. Taurus. Taurus, your horoscope today is quite simple. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you ate an orange? Like an orange or a lime or a lemon or something? Look, the reason why I ask this is that you're severely vitamin C deficient. If you touch your teeth, if you wiggle, you see that? Your gums are really weak. Your teeth are straight up loose. Like, are you some 18th century ship captain? Because you're developing scurvy. You should not be it's 2018. Eat some citrus, please. For everybody's sake. Gemini, you're going to have a career opportunity, a really exciting career opportunity in the most unlikely of places. So the commute tomorrow is going to be a doozy. You're going to have your car break down, and then there's going to be some trouble on the railway. So you're going to have to take the bus to work. And you're going to end up, I'll spare you the details, but you'll end up at about 4 p.m. on Tuesday at this gross bus station depot place, and you're going to really need to poop. So you're going to go to a public bathroom at this bus depot, grotty, gross place, all manner of eldritch shit scrawled on the walls by some teenagers, and you're going to take one of those sort of awkward quiet poops, because the bathroom stall next to you will be also occupied. So you're going to have that sort of silent brotherhood with this person in the next stall, of sort of mutually being aware that you're both sort of trying to poop quietly. But anyway, just as the other person's finishing up, they'll stand up, and out of their pocket will fall a business card. And this business card will fall next to, like, the gap. You know, the gap between the floor and the stall wall, between the stalls? And so this business card will land, and you'll see the name that you won't recognize, but you'll also see the occupation on the business card of this person next to you, and you'll realize, this is exactly my area. This is exactly my skill set. This is the dream job that I never knew I needed. This is what I've always wanted to do, but never knew I wanted. Just on this business card right here. And you're going to say, excuse me, fellow pooper, are you hiring? Are you hiring? Because I think I'd be a great fit for this job. And the other person will lean down a bit to speak, and you'll glimpse their tie in the gap between the stalls, and they'll say, yeah, how soon can you start? And you'll have this sort of impromptu job interview between the stalls, and you'll get hired, and you'll quickly rise up the ranks, and this job will be fulfilling and exciting and everything you've ever dreamed of. So congratulations, Gemini. Just survive that commute, right? Cancer. You're going to reconnect with an old friend. Well, sort of a friend. You might not remember, but when you were about 6 years old, you used to play with one of the neighborhood kids. Although, now that you think of it, was he even from this neighborhood? He was this sort of dirty boy who, his hair was all askew, and he was wearing some puzzlingly out-of-date clothing. His knees were always scuffed. He always had band-aids on his forehead. He was this rough, odd kid with teeth pointing in all the wrong directions. And they called him Garbage Boy. You were never sure why. But in a couple of hours, early on Tuesday, you're going to find him in your garbage, and all the nicknames, all the strange things he said, it's all going to start making sense. I can't get into the details really, but the way it's all going to end up is that for the next foreseeable future, Garbage Boy will demand that you throw out more chicken, because he's fond of that. Leo. Stay in bed. Stay in bed, Leo. There's nothing bad that's going to happen to you on Tuesday. There's no foul fate awaiting, no accident, no disaster. You should stay in bed because you've earned it. You've been working really hard lately. You've been kind of stressed out, and the best thing you can do for yourself and for everyone around you on Tuesday is to stay in bed. You have responsibilities. There are people who are relying on you, but sometimes you overestimate how essential you are. It's great to feel needed. It's great to be essential, but also things have a tendency to work themselves out. If you just stay in bed, if you just relax, if you just take some time, you'll find that the universe will keep going on without you. And it'll be wonderful to get some sleep, but it'll also be sad to know that the world keeps on existing without you in it. Virgo. On Tuesday, you're going to stub your toe. And I'm afraid there's nothing you can do about that. You could be careful every time you walk through a door. You could try desperately every time you walk anywhere, keeping your toes right in line, keeping your feet, watching where you're walking. You could keep that at the top of your mind at all times. But however much you try, for a moment, you will forget. Your mind will slip, and you will slam your delicate pinky into the side of the door. And I can't stress enough, there's nothing you can do to stop it. You could be like Leo and you could try and stay in bed all day. You're gonna have to get up eventually. You're gonna have to move. So the universe will create some disaster if it has to. There'll be a fire in the room if you tempt God enough. Any of the gods, they'll get you. So Virgo, I hate to say it, but you should probably just get it out of the way early. The best thing you can do, Virgo, is to just wake up and just kick a wall in a controlled, safe fashion. That's the best way. Just get it over and done with. Then you won't have to worry, because if you avert the toe stubbing for too long, anything could happen. So Virgo, it'll sting, but have courage. Libra. Don't look now, but have you seen your shadow lately? I mean, your shadow's normally a ordinary sort of a shadow. It follows what you do, more or less, and it's the fairly regular shade of sort of dark obsidian. It's a pretty natural, normal shadow, and that's great. But lately, it's changed. One time, when you were really excited and joyous the other week, your shadow actually got a little yellow. You might have noticed out the corner of your eye, little golden sunshine glow in your shadow. And the other day, when you got mad, something really pissed you off, a flash, a spike of red ran through your shadow. And now, don't look now, I think it's bright? I think your shadow is brighter than you are. And you're getting darker. Oh no. Oh, this is bad. It's getting brighter, and you're getting darker. Oh no, it's moving. It's not following you, it's disconnected. It's walking around the room, and you can start to feel yourself following. Scorpio. Remember how you borrowed that book from the library like 8 years ago? It was some really exciting novel that you thought was going to be amazing. And you read like the first third of it, and then you were like, this protagonist is arse, I can't be bothered. And you put it in a drawer. Put it in a drawer somewhere in your old place. You've moved since. And you forgot about the book entirely. You forgot about the book as soon as you put it in that drawer, but you never returned it to the library. You know there's a system for this, right? You're meant to, they keep records. Librarians, infamously, don't forget. The librarians have been calculating interest every week, every day that book's been missing. The interest is compound. And the librarians won't take earthly currency for their fee. No. They take words. The librarians have calculated a number of words as penalty for your sin of not returning the library book, and they're coming to claim that penalty very soon. There's a certain number of ways you can do this. They give you a choice, the additive or the subtractive. The additive punishment is that they will make you say, they will dictate a list of words in a certain order that you must speak. It's like taking 50 lashes or something. They give you the words and you must speak them, however long and hard and whatever words those may be. The alternative is subtraction. They may subtract a certain number of words from you, which means you'll be unable to speak a certain number of those words. You'll try to speak, but nothing will come out for a certain number of words, and the number is 5,770. Sorry, Scorpio. Sagittarius, you're a great team member. You've always been good at finding the strengths of the people around you, mitigating your own weaknesses by finding someone who can compensate. You're great at instilling a spirit of community and togetherness, having fun, but also getting stuff done. You're a great team member, Sagittarius, and as you've always said, there's no I in team. There's no Sagittarius in team, but I'll tell you what there is in team. T. The way you can take your team skills to the next level is with tea. Let me list some of the teas you can use. Tetley's, Earl Grey, green tea, tea with little bits of parsnip, tea that's been brewed in a boot, tea that comes tumbling over the great waterfalls of Tiagra in Nikud Tiagra, all kinds of different tea. Sleepy time, extra caffeine tea, sleepy, less caffeine, all sorts of tea. You're gonna be the tea person in the team. All of the next teamwork related functions that you're gonna be engaged in, the way you can make it even better is by brewing a nice cuppa for everyone involved. You'll get to know everyone's personal favorite teas. You'll become a master of the brewing. Japanese tea ceremony, get up, the whole thing. You're gonna get so good at tea. You'll be known as the tea person. You are tea. You are Mr. and or Ms. etc. T. People say hi tea around you. They greet you as the tea person. You have sacks of tea that you take in all of your pockets. You haven't got room for anything else but tea. You smell of tea. You dream of tea. It's all tea, and you're worried because there's no I in Sagittarius. There's no I in team. There's no T in Sagittarius, if you know what I mean. Capricorn, you're going to have the best breakfast of your life. Aquarius, I got bad news. Your partner, I know you've had suspicions. I know they've been acting weird lately. You've gone so far as to flick through their messages when they weren't looking, which you felt immediately guilty for, because why should you suspect? I mean, being open and honest is surely the foundation of this relationship. There's so much right with what you've got going, and you don't want to ruin it, but you can't shake the feeling that something's wrong. Is he seeing someone else? Is she seeing someone else? What's going on? Well, Aquarius, they're not seeing someone else. It's something worse. Have you noticed how they collect toenail clippings? You probably haven't, but have you ever seen your partner dispose of toenail clippings? Have you ever noticed how they quietly slip their toenail clippings into their pocket for later use? Have you ever suspected that just maybe there's a secret box in your flat where all the toenail clippings are of the last entire duration of your relationship, neatly placed in labeled jars, yours and theirs? What do you think they're using them for? What do you think they're using those toenail clippings for? Honestly, I don't know, and I'm the psychic. I'd rather not know, and I think you'd also rather not. Sorry, Aquarius. Pisces. When I say 0, duck. This isn't a joke, it doesn't matter where you are right now. But when I say that number, you need to duck. It's gonna come after 1, okay? You're gonna duck, crouch right down to the ground, okay? It's really important that you do this. I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, you're fine. You ducked. You're all good. Man, that was close though. It's good you heard this when you did. 'Cause that was almost very bad. Good work, Pisces. Ophiuchus. 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 You are the most enigmatic of the astrology zodiac signs, because you're a pretty enigmatic person. The metaphor, when I'm describing your personality, when I'm talking with the other astrologers about you, the way I like to describe you, Ophiuchus, is that you're a bit like a Rubik's Cube. You've got a lot of different facets, different aspects of your personality. Sometimes you're gregarious, sometimes you're an introvert, sometimes you're high energy and excited, sometimes you just lie down. You've got all these different flavors and colors going on with you, and sometimes what you try to do with your life is solve that cube. You keep trying to move all of your pieces, rotate and switch. You keep contorting yourself, changing your sides, moving yourself around to try and get all of your colors in your life neatly in order like a solved Rubik's Cube. And for all your life, you've been contorting yourself, changing yourself, trying to fit, trying to get in the right place, trying to make yourself some idealized self. It's unrealistic and doomed to fail. You know why? Because someone switched your stickers. Like, you know how with a Rubik's Cube, you know how Rubik's Cubes are hard, and sometimes impatient people or children or your bloody uncle at the beach house, they'll unpeel the stickers or the coloured stickers off the Rubik's Cube and try to put them on the other side in order to cheat their way to solving the cube. Well, the problem with those swapped Rubik's Cubes is that sometimes they become unsolvable. If someone doesn't fully switch the stickers, you can get a cube that's at the point where the stickers are misaligned, they're in the wrong places, and it's insoluble. There is no way to make that Rubik's Cube neat. Ophiuchus, you are one of those cubes. However much you contort and change yourself, however much you strain to fit in and to put yourself in the order that you feel you're expected to be in, it's not physically possible. However much you try to do that, it will not succeed. And you know what, Ophiuchus? That's fine. You're great how you are. Thanks for listening to the Alt Schwift X Horoscope for Tuesday, the 8th of May, 2018. As I said, this was a swift, efficient horoscope because there's a lot going on astrologically right now. So I hope you've picked up these important tips and predictions for your Tuesday, 8th of May. Thank you for watching and listening, and have a great Tuesday.